Hello and welcome to the Apex Racing TV esports studio and our coverage of round 3 of the Apex Racing League Endurance 2025 Championship. My name is Sam Fitzpatrick and alongside me is David Sampson, and we head from a very wet and thunderstormy Monza circuit to a very dry Hockenheim circuit for the first time in the series history. And David, last time it was incredible conditions that the drivers had to deal with.
Yep.
It was probably the harshest rain that they'll have to ever deal with in iRacing, and on the most part they coped with it very well.
It was a fun, fantastic race. I think it was better than the drivers thought it was going to be. Not saying they complained, but man, we heard them. But yeah, it is a different challenge to what they're going to face today. Today, it's going to be about executing performance, consistency, fuel, the usual endurance stuff. Whereas last round, it was very much survival trumped everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, really excited for this. Completely different challenge though.
Let's have a look at just a couple of clips from last time out. It's not a comprehensive highlights, but just a few moments. This was a big save. Apologies for the lagging, by the way. You'll see that on a couple of our clips. But Adam Watson hitting a puddle in the early stage. They nailed the tyres by starting on the dry tyres rather than the wet tyres. This is how wet it got towards the end. And this was just with 2 minutes to go. Alexander Delachaz for Delachaz.
This was white flag, right?
Yeah, they were chasing down the leaders. Probably would have won, but he just hit the white line on the pit exit, and that put him in the wall. And then if he thought that was bad, then the incident afterwards is even worse. But yeah, this is what he was having to deal with.
Yeah, I love showing it on the big screen, by the way, behind us. I think this is this is it. This is peak. Love it.
And then, of course, there was this very unfortunate incident near the end for Alpha Esports. This was just before the Delachaz incident. And you'll see behind us how they actually had their own incident, and then it was Melanzani who had a second spin. So you see Alpha with a spin out from the race lead, and then Melanzani will have their own separate incident, and unfortunately that denied them a chance at the race win.
Yeah, absolutely brutal conditions. I thought the teams that... I mean, it was really impressive what some of the teams and drivers were able to pull off.
Yeah, it sure was. Here was the Cypher Melanzani.
Oh.
They go off the circuit, and they find an LMP2.
You can't even blame that driver, because you literally did what they did.
Yellow flag, so.
Fair. I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
I don't slow for them, do you?
No.
Okay.
But we can, we're in chairs, so we can say that they should have slowed, right? There's no marshals you can hit.
We are very
no
judgy. Yeah.
So in the standings, then we have got Apex Racing Team at the top, 2 wins out of 2 for them, ahead of Simtech, who was so impressive last time out, finished runners up. RD in 3rd. There's a little bit of a gap back to Volt P by P1 Sim, who were very strong in round 1 but had a poor round 2, and Mir Mika MA70 Esports.
Yeah, tight at the top, but obviously Apex looking very strong, as to be expected, by your constant bragging and claiming they would win everything.
Yeah, I never explicitly stated that, but that was very much what you interpreted from the words I
you
spoke.
very implied it.
And we'll see if they do mess up at some point this season. Effect Simulations 201, looking very strong. 2nd place in round 1, 1st place in round 2, and they've got a huge gap. Alpha Esports, actually, of course, we saw them spin and crash last round. They actually broke the drive time limit as well, though. So even if they hadn't, they still wouldn't have won the race, and it put them several laps down. And that's why they're quite so far back. Otherwise, it would have been a 1st and a 3rd for them. Effect 208 in there with 61 points, and Delachaz Automotive quite far back in 5th place. That's because they did not finish round 1. But they do get a drop score, so it's still what was to play for, despite that big
I had heard rumblings from some people that a few teams had broke the drive time.
Yeah, 2 teams.
Okay.
So yeah, they just didn't quite understand the rules. But hopefully they will too after this round, or the past round. In GTD, it's quite mixed up now. Astrotul Esports at the top, King Racing in 2nd. Manatee really dominated round 1, and they looked on course to perhaps win, or at least finish 2nd in round 2. But they had a crash and they did not finish. Altitude 3M Esports crashed in round 1, otherwise they would have probably had a 2nd and a 1st so far, and they nailed the entire strategy.
Yeah.
It was wet at the start of Monza, but they went, no, we're going to go on the dry tyres, and it got them a 50-second lead, and they never let it up.
Yeah, that was brilliant. That was content, as we loved that.
In terms of the calendar, this is our first visit to Hockenheim in the series. It won't be our first visit to Le Mans, that's round 4. and then we've got Road Atlanta, and then it will be our first visit to Imola, which is the season finale circuit for a lot of our leagues. So looking forward to the remaining rounds there. And our format for today, it's a half-hour qualifying and then a 3-hour long race with the drivers limited with fuel. So that will be plenty of strategy for them to contend with.
Yeah, I mean, fuel saving here will be important. I mean, it always is, but now they haven't got to factor in the slippery rain surface. It's going to be tight. I'm very excited to see how this pans out.
And as you say, there's a 0% chance of rain, as we can see from our weather reports. And it's fairly cool conditions as well. It could be a lot worse for the drivers. And so that will be a welcome relief. But hopefully we do get some more rain, because certainly the first hour and a half last time out at Monza was absolutely terrific with the changeable conditions. Me and David were so wrong about absolutely everything. It was very fun to take part in. Then we can have a look at our track guides behind us. And do you wish we had the classic version of Hockenheim as well? Do you wish iRacing were like, well, you know what, we can't do it like exactly, we can't do a laser scan of it, but let's, you know, create it as accurately as we can?
It doesn't mean a lot to me, that layout. I know of it, but yeah, it doesn't mean anything.
Because you must have been in what your... No, I'm not going to say it.
Yeah, do it, I tell you.
I was 0 years old
Okay.
when the last race was.
So I
on the
was
old layout.
a couple of years in.
A couple of digits old. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a big crash at the exit of T1 that we just showed, and then here's a big crash at T6. So watch out for those two corners. It is a treacherous lap 1 here. It's underrated. Sometimes we talk about Monza, sometimes we talk about Watkins Glen. I'd say this circuit rivals in terms of potential lap 1 pileups. So really do keep an eye out for those instances. But we can also have a great battle, as we saw at the Mercedes Arena here in the Racing Unleashed Porsche Cup Series.
This last sector, though, for the multi-class aspect, especially the first time through with the hypercars and the GTDs, it's going to... I mean, we will see a casualty. There's a lot of precision and trust and respect needed in this last sector to make it through cleanly for both classes.
Absolutely. So, yeah, that is the track guide. We're just showing some Porsche Cups, but we've got a new Porsche Cup series starting up soon. The Apex Racing Academy Porsche Cup Season 14. We've had really good sign-ups already. We only announced it this afternoon, and we've already had, I think, over 10 entries come in. We've got 60 entries in total. So really, you're probably going to need to sign up within the next 10 days or so in order to confirm your spot on the grid. So just head over to apexracingleague.com. We've got our elimination heat format, which is always a lot of fun, really good broadcast. And it's on Tuesday nights. So it won't be covered by us guys, but it will still be covered by Apex Racing TV. So do sign up for that.
I'm tempted.
Have you ever done sort of a heat format like that in terms of the elimination you go through to the next round?
Nope.
Have you, as the All-Stars, ever done anything like that? No.
Because we're always on camera, mate. That's the whole point.
Oh, sure.
They'd be wasted if we just sat waiting.
You've got it in your contract.
Exactly.
That you can't go
FaceTime.
more than 2 minutes without being shown.
Exactly.
So,
you're getting it.
Yeah.
Wasted.
I forget that. In terms of our picks for today, here's my picks. Gone for Simtech, who I should have gone for last time. I forget is it Sirhanek? We were like, the Sirhanek hype train was so high on at Spa. I should have stayed on that train because they managed to finish runners up to Apex Racing Team at Monza, and so I've gone back onto the train for this round. We've got Delatraz. They need to start winning some races if they're going to contend for this championship. I think they're going to pull it out today. And Manatee, I've gone for them for the first 3 rounds of the season because they are just so strong, and with no rain to help altitude, or for altitude to help themselves really, I think Manatee will be tricky to beat.
No doubt. I've changed up 2 of my picks because I think I almost went same choice for round... No, is this the second round? Third. Yeah, so I went same picks, 1 and 2. I went with Scuderia Volpi by P1 Sim. Really strong looking team. Obviously, you've got to see them 2 rounds now and how they handle everything. I believe in them, so I've picked them to slap ART this time. Effect 201. This is my 3rd time. I'm going to keep my limit at 3, but yeah, fantastic team. Really strong drivers. I think they've got what it takes to win here. GTD, I am switching it up. I put too much faith now in Valkyrie. I have gone with them both rounds. And, you know, I put in the work picking them. So the rest, you know...
What, so you just gone boring?
Well, I didn't know you was going Manatee.
Well, I have the last 2 rounds, haven't I? So
first, I thought you'd change.
Reason.
Yeah, I think Manatee... same reasons I picked Valkyrie. Very strong team, very consistent. So yeah, I need some points to beat you, so I'm going Manatee.
Yeah, I think I'm leading at the moment. Maybe got 2 points so far this season, and maybe you got 0, I want to say.
This close. I had all my positions locked last race at one point.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, shame that the race happened. And that mixed it up. Well, I think that's everything. So we will... Well, maybe we could just go straight to the racing, actually, because we usually have an advert at this point. But, of course, we have got some issues on our production side when it comes to frame rates. So I think we might just be able to go straight to the circuits, as you can see. Yeah, here we are at Hockenheim. We have got qualifying in progress, and the GT3s are currently in action. Albeit you can see the LMP2s now heading onto circuit themselves.
Yeah, so what, we 10 minutes in? So yeah, LMP2's heading out now.
Yes, and at the moment in qualifying, we've got Valkyrie competition leading the way. Who would have thought it?
Aye, aye, aye.
Honestly, to those who kept trust in Valkyrie competition, I salute you. I think you've done a really good job there. You haven't just gone for the obvious choice. You've stuck with what you're going to say. Manatee are second, to be fair, ahead of Cube Controls with a good qualifying. Delta V, King Racing, iLivery, Vibe Esports, Delta V Racing 314, Altitude 388 way down the order in 8th position. They've been in the top 3 pretty much every lap that they've been racing so far this season. That's a big surprise. Rom Racing, which is a rename of another team. Alpha Esports, Melanzani, Tim Linnea, Ultima, Arashi, Altitude 338, Zekarul, Astral, and some more is the GTD order. 22 of them today.
Yes, indeed. I can't believe Valkyrie came through when I abandoned them. I stuck with them on the second round, though, after a dismal first round.
Yeah. Do you know what happened to them in the second round?
They let me down.
They let you down.
No, I don't remember.
I think the second round almost needs to be taken in a bit of isolation in comparison to the other rounds, because yeah, was so wet on that occasion that it would be quite tricky to judge. So we will see how they can get on. But yeah, of course, Valkyrie right at the top, and then yeah, Manatee and Cube in second and third, and of course we will have the LMP2s out soon. Looking ahead to the rest of the season, I mean, we've got Le Mans next as the following round to the championship. You looking forward to Le Mans?
Yeah. Well, do you know the weather yet?
No, we don't know the weather yet. No one knows the weather yet. The iRacing gods know what the weather is.
Yeah, a Le Mans triple multi-class over 3 hours is absolute perfect. I'm not the biggest Le Mans sprint fan, especially since the draft got nuked in most classes. But yeah, big fan of the Le Mans circuit with multi-class.
Yeah, we should be really, really good. And of course, yeah, if we do have some rain, the circuit is so big that we could have some big variations in terms of the weather at different points. That's Monza is absolutely crazy. That's a pretty big circuit, but yeah, Le Mans is another scale. Apologies, by the way, that we can't give you images at the moment. We're just fixing 1 or 2 technical things, but we'll try to bring you at least the end of the LMP2 qualifying. I can say that the drivers are about to complete their first lap, so we will be able to say what the times that the drivers are putting in. And currently, Effect Simulations 201 are at the top. Tom Griggs once again in that car, and they are going to be tricky to beat today. Especially seeing that they've sort of had issues for the first 2 rounds of the season have affected. They almost didn't win round 2. They didn't win round 1 either, and yet they find themselves with a huge championship lead.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, yeah. What was the issue? Race 1, there was an accident or a lap. I'm trying to remember what actually happened.
They got held up behind another car when they came into the pits.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think that car was basically like a back marker or had damage, and they had worked very hard over the course of about 2 hours to build a 5-second lead, and it was diminished. And then, of course, with the LMP2 draft model, they couldn't get past near the end.
Of course, yeah, I remember.
So Daniel Dennison is also out on circuit right now. We're riding on board with him. Kinetics, currently in 4th position. You know these cars better than me now. Is is the first time lap actually competitive in the LMP2s, or are we going to have to wait a little bit longer?
It's been too long for me driving LMP2, I have to admit. I doubt it, though. I imagine it's laps 3 and 4. I'm not sure. It's been too long. I used to drive this car religiously. It just didn't go the direction I enjoyed. And then by the time I switched to GTP, and then, yeah, I completely fell out of love with GTP and found my way back to GT3.
Sure.
But to be honest, it's not just the cars. The tyre model kept changing right on everything. So it's just a case of adapting. If you're slow, you hate it.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the cars that I've driven more than most. But yeah, since the new tyre model, not too much for myself. Altitude 212. Going to 7th position, but they quickly get whittled down, and it's currently Delatraz by Major's Garage. My picks for this round. Currently on pole, Alpha Esports, big disappointment for them last time out, not just to lose the race win, a certain race win that they had. They dominated the race for the vast majority of it, but they also breached the driver time limit, and that meant they were put 5 laps down on the race. I think they ended up 10th in that race, and it means that they are a long way back in the championship after that round, as we have a drive-through penalty already for the number 46 BP Racing for completing a flying lap outside their designated spot. That is a big shame for them.
So we'll just keep it, but we will get this sound sorted. So we're on board with Tom, currently running P3. It's Delatraz by Majors in P1 with 31.3. Closely followed by Alpha and Effect. So we're seeing some familiar team names. I know we mentioned there's not much draft in this car, but it fit to be had. Obviously, turn 1 is about pure commitment and not getting that off track. Hello to everyone in chat. We are reading your messages, by the way. Apologies for not replying to most of them. Tom Griggs here. Very strong driver. So this hairpin, we're going to have to be careful on lap 1. If anyone goes for it and it goes wrong, unfortunately, it goes wrong for a lot of people really quickly. I do like the corner, though. There's a lot to be played with on exit. It opens up quite wide, and then you've got the right-hander mixed with the left-hander, so there's plenty of opportunities to both overtake and defend your position. Definitely his most driven car is the LMP2. I should find my way back to it. No bop is definitely an appealing thing for sure. And I do miss the car. It was my full-time car at one point. So in the stadium section, this section we're going to have to be careful in the multi-class. I say, especially the first time through. This corner here, all about knowing where the off-track is, getting that throttle down, carrying the pace without getting this off-track on the outside, but you've got to maximize it all. Much like T1, there's a lot of time to be found going right up against that off-track. So Tom, at the moment, sitting 4/10 off. There's some fast boys, but they've got this lap. They should be able to complete the next one as well. Yeah. Yeah, so Tom looking good. Just looking at the sector times. Improved sector 1, but it is about a 10th and a half off what Darius from Delatraz is able to do. Sector 2, pretty fast. About a 10th and a half off what Alpha was able to do. Yeah, I wouldn't say this is going to be an improvement. Off of his best lap, he's 10th and a half off his first sector, Half a tenth off his second. Aylin, yeah, we're working on the sound now. It's all go. It's all go. We're trying. Tom across the line? No, not an improvement. We would switch driver, but everyone's trying to fix the sound. So there you go. We've got someone else. This is Alpha Esports. See what they can manage. Currently only, well, not even a tenth off of pole at the moment, and a very strong team. Yeah, the Effect Boys sit in 3 and 6. Delatraz and Alpha 1 and 2. Aerokinetics, a great showing from Dan Denson, sitting P4 at the moment. The stellar lap time. But yeah, it's going to be tight. Michael Half-Darson all the way back down in 11th. We'll see what he can manage. We know he's faster than that. Across the line. His first sector was not it. Second and third sectors were actually pretty quick. But that first sector just was not it. So we sit on board with the pole sitter at the moment. And this is the last lap. And he is the only one out there. So at the moment, he is just flexing. That isn't it for first sector. Second sector was okay. So this is just a practice lap. I don't think there'll be an improvement there. And there was not. Okay, GTP time. We got 15 of them. We got Austin taking the pole, taking the Q for Effect. Augustin Bernier for Apex. Archie Conove for RD. Nathaniel for Balcar. So the strong teams we've seen near the front. Well, I have noticed, obviously, Effect very strong. Apex very strong. RD been really impressive. Delta V and Scuderia Volpi very strong. Melanzani have definitely had their day, looking very fast. We've definitely seen some good quality times from Orbit Drop Bear. And they are free. So the time of the big GTPs.
Unfortunately, guys, we are going to do a quick stream restart, unfortunately. So you'll see a different stream come up on our YouTube channel, just so that we can fix a couple of issues and so that we can be all good for the entire race. So unfortunately, that will be it for now, but we should be back in a few minutes' time. So just keep an eye on the Apex Racing TV channel, and you'll see the new stream pop up in just a second.